March when I was under attack in New Zealand. The lovely women, stewards, and people connected to Standing for Women raised some money, and I'm just about to use the incredible generosity of vouchers that they so generously donated. So I'm off for a spa day, which is lovely. Let me just say, today is sponsored by and these are now available in all stores. So wherever you are in the world, you can get one of these.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12.
You might find some of them in some stores and some of them in others, but you have the capacity now for a gentle little bit of turfery in your place of work, or even if you just want to remind yourself that you have not fallen for the cult. I just before I talk about Ireland and what changes we've made, um, I want to tell you about this genius thing called grey rock. And what grey rock is not giving attention seeking narcissists what they want. You just basically treat them like a grey rock. You totally ignore them. I am very well practiced in this because there are a lot of people who make up stories or say inflammatory things to try and get my attention. And I try to make it my uh, method, shall we say. The more somebody asks for my attention, the less likely I am to give it. So sometimes sometimes I will interact with a raging narcissist, but it will be on my terms, and I will leave that conversation when I, so desire. But somebody either making up stories or trying to pretend that I'm afraid of them, or whatever it is, whether they're truly narcissists or just bonkers from a country mile narcissists. Um, I'm just going to tell you all, why would you give them what they want? Like, why would you give them what they want at all? Like, you can't win if somebody is doing or saying something about you and what they want more than anything is your attention. You don't win by some clever put down. You don't win by engaging in some sort of good faith debate in which you convince them that they are wrong, or try to convince others, or show everyone how clever you are with some um, teenage style put down, or prove that their logic is wrong. Like, we know that their logic is wrong. We know that some troony troon pervert who is hell bent on just doing disgusting things, using women's spaces, for example, as a bloke. We know that what he wants more than anything is to engage you in conversation. Nobody cares if you win. He doesn't care if he wins or if he loses. Sometimes the humiliation is all part of the arousal. So I don't really understand why anybody gives these men the time of day, especially when these men are absolute vile no marks who make no impression upon anybody in their real lives. And then what you do is you elevate them and their status on Twitter, so much so that smaller television channels also elevate them. And people use these men supposedly as sort of a way to show just how clever they are, when actually what they're giving these men is exactly what they want. So I'm just going to ask you, implore you, stop it. Stop it, stop it, stop it. In addition, the women that do this also are just as harmful, and I ignore them. And I implore you to do the same. It's a little bit insane that grown women would give malignant, narcissistic, horrible individuals their attention. So that's my friendly warning to you all. You won't find me engaging with these people that are begging for my attention, because it's just not the way I work. Secondly, Ireland, we noticed that Once we'd announced our event, a couple of others were announced. And we want to make sure the women of Dublin and Ireland in general, but we want to make sure that you women have a fair chance to go to as many things that you feel will give you some sort of voice and empower you as possible. And we want all of you to be able to come to our event. So we're moving it to 12 o'clock. Same place, but it'll be at 12 o'clock. And that's to enable as many women as possible to come and speak. Because I firmly believe the most liberating thing you can do is be amongst people and speak and listen to the words of ordinary women. And that is something that Let Women Speak does uniquely, is we don't talk at you, we talk to you, and we encourage you more than anything else to speak for yourselves. Because the women in Ireland who come to our event, who came to our event in Belfast, but who will come to the event in Dublin, they have their own stories. And hopefully what we do with Let Women Speak events is we just help what's the word? Curate ordinary women's voices right across the globe. And that's what we do with Turf Talk Tuesday. And why I think that's so powerful is actually what we find out about ourselves when we listen to the voices of other perfectly ordinary women is that our stories, our fears, and our concerns are often really similar. We often empathize more with those women who are just talking about, you know, their regular job or their daughters or their sons, or the school system, or the other sort of many, many situations that we totally can empathize with because they have happened to us. So that's what I'm talking about. So somebody says, grip me to have a really important event. And then I missed the rest of the thing. But anyway, this is what I'm talking about. Let Women Speak, unlike any other event, really does create an environment in a public square where women can come and talk. And I would hate any women to miss out on that because they have somewhere else that they feel they want to go. So this is what we do best here at Let Women Speak. Is we literally let women speak, and we're creating more space now and opportunity for any woman who's coming to Dublin to be able to do that. So that's it. That's my Ireland update. This is my advice to you, Grey Rock. If you don't do it, Google it. But you really, really look. If you want, and it really annoys you what somebody says, and you feel like you have to respond, go and talk to somebody else about it, or go and write them an email that you're never going to send. But do not engage with them. I beg of you, do not engage with them. It just gives them what they want, and often the more often some people on our side have really given the red carpet treatment to some really vile men who use women's spaces. And they've given them that treatment into sort of public consciousness by constantly talking about them, by arguing with them online. And that is not good for anybody. So please stop. Anyway, is there a venue to tell my Irish TERFs? No, not yet. Look, we know we're going to be protested. I really don't care. It makes us look good either way. If they don't come, we get to speak. If they do come, we get to speak, and the rest of Dublin get to see exactly what these spoiled, entitled brats are all about. And university may be back by then, so I'm sure we'll have lots of spoiled, entitled brats coming to protest us. As for the rest of it, have a really lovely weekend. I'm going to be relaxing in about 2 hours time. So thank you to all the people that donated. I can honestly say I'm very much looking forward to it. So if you can ensure that your energy is well spent on the things that actually make a difference, as opposed to the things that maybe give you a little bit of pleasure in the now, then I promise we will win. If you can come out and be counted and speak, because it is going to take you speaking, then I promise we will win. And do you know why else we're going to win? Because I never lose.